Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Mile High 5 podcast. Today is a mailbag episode with Pete, Mr. Money Mustache. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Doug. It is a pleasure to be back.
Yeah, it's been a while since I invited you back and we were hanging out, and I'm always nervous to invite people over and be like, hey, you want to record? But you were like, hey man, let's do this. So I appreciate you prodding me a little bit, and I have a blast doing these.
Yeah, I mean, why not? If you're going to have conversations anyway, why not? And if people actually want to listen to them, why not make them on the Mile High 5?
Very good. So we have a bunch of questions in here. We have a couple that we wanted to ask each other, and I think we have enough where we're probably going to do 2 episodes here. So number one, I was inspired by I think a Tim Ferriss show where he set up the content where it was like something I've changed my mind on, and he and the guest went back and forth. So I'm curious, Pete, over the last few years, is there something that you have changed your stance on that you want to share?
Yeah, well, hopefully lots of things, because of course, the thing I always harp on the internet is we shouldn't really have opinions. We should have just a desire to seek data and then discuss the data with people, and then you form your opinion, like basically a new one every day if the new data comes in. So for me, though, something that's a bit more personal is I always kind of assumed that I would just stay in Longmont, where I've lived the last 20 years. So I started shopping around for maybe, a bit of a bigger house, because I kind of bought mine just really quickly when I became a bachelor, and I'm realizing certain things I would like to have a bit more of, like garage space. And so I'm shopping around, looking at these big sort of gentleman compounds. And then I realized, wait a minute, for that kind of price, I could live anywhere. So I should really open it back up and think, if I were buying a house from scratch, would I choose Longmont over other places? So now I'm going through a deeper analysis and thinking maybe I should move to a part of Denver that I really like. And, probably not going to leave the immediate area because there's so many friends. And of course, my son is probably going to live here for a long time. Mm-hmm. But now that he's grown up, I don't have to live within a few blocks of his mom's house, which is why my priority in the previous house, which was like 7 years ago.
Gotcha.
So who knows? I might be changing my mind on Longmont.
Well, we just bought a house here, man, so I'm a little disappointed to hear that. But the thing is, I'm curious, what qualities of a neighborhood are you looking for?
For me, it's mainly access to nature, and this is one of the reasons it would still be hard to leave the exact neighborhood where I live. And for me, I'm hyper local. 2 blocks away is a completely different neighborhood from, everything is broken down in what you can walk to in less than 1 minute. That's how much I care about exactly where a house is. So my house right now is less than a minute from the creek and the forest, and there's mountain views and lakes and stuff. So I don't want to give that up. So I'd have to be very careful wherever I do move that it's not just in the middle of, a bunch of car infrastructure, which is what most cities are. There's only maybe 1% of any city that's going to be really super cool for me. So yeah, that does make it a little harder, but it also makes it fun to think about what you really like.
Yeah. And similar here, although we do have a lot more sort of major roads around here, but the greenway's right there. There's a creek super close. There's another creek. There are mountain views once you get out of the neighborhood.
Well, they're kind of everywhere. Right at the front door, you can see the mountains too.
Yeah. So. And it's, you were just commenting, the rec center is super close, so I could walk there. I mean, even if I had a free membership at some other better gym, strong chance it's just easier and more accessible for me to just walk over here to the rec center. Even though it's not perfect, it's so close.
Yeah. And this neighborhood, your neighborhood, is one of the ones in Longmont that I was considering, or still am, if I were to do my upgrade in Longmont. I like the southeast here. Yeah. And it's a short bike ride from where I live right now. So
yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's big news. Longmont's still awesome. A lot of people are moving here, I think, in our
true.
community.
The town keeps getting better as well. So the Longmont of 20 years ago would be much easier to move away from than the Longmont of today.
Yeah. And you've done a good job pulling the community together. The co-working space is awesome. I don't actually co-work there, but I'm a member. And
that's everybody's situation, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a social club, not really a co-working space, because most people don't really have jobs who are members.
Right. It's interesting. Okay. So for me, one thing I've changed my mind on is owning a car. So the last time we chatted, you were, it's your thing. You're pushing bikes on people. And I was like, all right, which e-bike? And I did a bunch of research and watched a bunch of reviews. And there's so much information and there's great bikes out there. So I ended up getting a electric, it's an Express 750. And it's much more comfortable than mountain bikes that I've had in the past. And it's great. Now that the weather's warmed up, I've been riding it a lot more. I did a test drive to head over to Sam's. We chatted about this. I headed over to Sam's and took a little tunnel underneath Diagonal Highway. And yeah, it worked out fine. Like, I think I had to cross one road and that was it. So pretty cool. And I sold my truck, got good money for it. Now someone else is going to be able to use it. And we're down to one car. I haven't had to rent one yet, but I think I'm going to for like Camp Fi. I'm probably going to pick up some folks from the airport, drive them down and that sort of thing. I'll probably have to rent a car a few times a year, something like that. But it's a big change. I've had a car or a truck since I was 16.
Yeah, and for the readers, Doug is married and his spouse has a car still. So,
right.
So it's pretty easy to share a car with a person too.
Yeah.
Unless she doesn't let you drive it.
She does. Yeah. She does let me drive it. But we've had very few issues, but we just have to schedule a little better. So our family calendar will put like, need a car or whatever.
Yeah.
But very rare when we have like two things we both have to be at. Of course, we both don't work. So I think that probably makes it easier, but yeah, it's been good so far, and I actually don't miss it too much.
Yeah, that's great. And then as your bike range expands, like the people who are the most car dependent, they think they need a car to go to the grocery store that's like 4 blocks away, and then gradually as your bike capability expands, it can replace like 90% of these little suburban silly errands, which really cuts your car down to what they're good for, which is going to other cities.
Right.
Or carrying people who aren't going to ride bikes, that kind of stuff.
Right. Yep. And I think, there may be a situation occasionally where I'm not going to rent a car and then Elizabeth will have the car. And I think I'll probably just get an Uber at that point. Cause like, because I probably wouldn't ride like all the way across town or anything like that. And occasionally you end up with like weather issues. Like right now we've actually been getting more thunderstorms and stuff than kind of typical over the last few years. And, I would ride in the rain, but there's been some vicious storms. Hail is a thing around here, right? Have you ever been caught out in the rain?
Chances that you're going to need to be on your bike exactly as it's hailing, which happens for like 3 minutes at a time.
That's
just
true.
hails long enough to destroy your car.
Yeah.
And then it stops.
Very good. All right, cool. Let's get into some of the questions here. And by the way, if you want to ask questions in the future, provide like show ideas and that sort of thing, we have the email list, number one. So you could join that. You could follow the link in the description. We also have the Facebook group where many of these questions came from. But I put the questions from the Buy Me a Coffee supporters at the top. So if you are a supporter, you sort of got escalated to the top, and I'll treat yours with priority. Okay.
And I also just joined your Facebook group. You might see my application pending next time you sign on there.
All right. I'll have to check that out. I'm really bad with the Facebook group. I'm not on Facebook often. Carl was kind of heading it up.
Oh, yeah.
So like I pop on like once a week. Are you on Facebook that often or?
No.
Okay.
I only use it for MMM stuff.
Got it. And I think, I need to have a little routine or find a good admin person to do this stuff because I'm just not fit. Like I get sucked in. I'm no different than anyone else. I start scrolling and then next thing I know, like 20 minutes go by and I'm like, I came here to approve Pete's membership in the group. So
yeah.
If you enjoyed that clip, be sure to check out the other segments of this full interview. And you could check out the playlist. If you really enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel.